It was late one night in June 2004, and astronomers at Kitt Peak National Observatory in Arizona's highlands were staring through their optics when they observed a little dot swimming into the vision. Fabrizio Bernardi, an astronomer, and two colleagues recognized the dot as a possible newly found asteroid. They rapidly established that this object, first designated 2004 MN4, was a space rock. The asteroid was interesting but ordinary. It was an object around 170 million kilometers from Earth, with a width of a few hundred meters, which is now believed to be 340 meters. 6 months later, though, a preliminary examination of the object's orbit would astound the whole globe. According to NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California, the asteroid had a 1 in 37 or 2.7% chance of crashing with the Earth in 2029. This was the greatest likelihood ever identified for a massive asteroid impact in the universe's known history, and the size of the item was large enough to cause havoc across broad areas. According to Bernardi's memory, it is the most deadly asteroid ever detected. The asteroid was finally given the name Apophis, after the Egyptian god of destruction. When it was discovered that subsequent modifications to Apophis' orbit had removed any prospect of the asteroid hitting Earth during the next century, the globe heaved a sigh of relief. Despite this, the asteroid will pass within 32,000 kilometers of Earth in 2029 when it makes its closest approach. It will do this by traveling underneath the orbits of geostationary satellites. The occurrence was described as extraordinary by David Farnokkaya, who works at JPL's Center for Near-Earth Object Studies. Objects of this size and distance from Earth occur within a few thousand years of each other. Apophis will be as brilliant as a satellite when it travels across our sky on April 13, 2029. It will be visible to billions of people throughout Europe, Africa, Australia, and South America, and astronomers all around the globe will be watching it closely. When asked how many astronomers would be observing this unprecedented event before and after its contact, Marina Brasovic of JPL had a simple answer: everyone. Apophis' vicinity might afford more than just a beautiful perspective of the sky. Many scientists have eagerly suggested prospective expeditions to meet the object as it travels through our solar system in 2029. NASA's OSIRIS-REx spacecraft, which was launched in 2016 with the goal of collecting samples from another asteroid, Bennu, and returning them to Earth, has now been confirmed to have visited Bennu. This increases the total number of verified Earth visits to 1. After a dramatic rendezvous with Bennu, OSIRIS-REx is presently on its journey back to Earth, and it is planned to deliver the precious samples it obtained in September 2023. However, the spacecraft will continue to journey through space. Thus, NASA has opted to prolong the mission for an extra 200 million. After completing its mission, OSIRIS-REx will be called OSIRIS-APEX, the OSIRIS-Apophis Explorer. Daniela De La Gustina of the University of Arizona, who will oversee the OSIRIS-APEX research, says she is very excited. After the asteroid's near contact with Earth, OSIRIS-APEX will conduct a preliminary reconnaissance of Apophis. In August 2029, the spacecraft will enter orbit around the object and undertake a more detailed examination of it. During the mapping portion of the expedition, scientists will be looking for any noteworthy changes on the surface induced by Apophis's short transit due to our planet's gravitational influence. According to Mike Nolan, professor at the University of Arizona and head of the research team for the OSIRIS-REx mission, tidal pressures might cause minor landslides, exposing fresh material and giving it a new appearance. In addition to imaging the asteroid's surface, one of the spacecraft's key goals during its 1.5-year stay in close proximity to the rock is to accurately measure its orbital motion on a meter scale. As a result, experts will be able to calculate highly exact numbers for Apophis's future course and, as a result, its potential danger to Earth. Farnokia claims that we can now foresee all the way to the year 2116. The OSIRIS apex measurements will considerably improve the accuracy of such estimates, while it is unclear how far into the future this improvement will stretch. The Yarkovsky effect is a phenomenon that occurs when an asteroid's route through space is altered due to uneven heating from the Sun. One of the elements contributing to the uncertainty is this. The probe will monitor this influence on Apophis, as well as any changes in the asteroid's orbital velocity and spin that may occur as a consequence of its approach with Earth in 2029. According to Nolan, the spacecraft's observations will allow scientists to determine whether or not our theories about how asteroids react to external influences are true in each situation. This knowledge is critical for preparing possible actions against Apophis and other possibly dangerous space objects. OSIRIS. Apex may not be the only trip to Apophis, and it surely will not be the only mission concerned with preserving the planet. A South Korean consortium has also suggested a trip to the asteroid, with a spacecraft launching in 2027 and arriving in January 2029, just before Apophis approach to Earth, to increase the capacity to study changes in the asteroid's structural composition. In addition, missions involving smaller spacecraft, such as the Apophis Pathfinder, have been planned. According to Brazovich, some private astronauts may explore flying up to the asteroid in a SpaceX ship or another form of vehicle to see it for themselves. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a flyby with an astronaut crew, she adds. Someone may be on a voyage across space. In preparation for its DART or Double Asteroid Redirection Test mission, which took place this year, NASA undertook a study on how to divert an asteroid. Meanwhile, China just unveiled plans for an asteroid deflection mission, which they intend to launch in 2025. According to Andrew Jones, a space writer who seems to monitor China's space program, China aims to build its own capabilities in this field. Jones has been watching China's space program for a long time. After the OSIRIS Apex's main extended mission, which is slated to conclude in October 2030 at the earliest, the spacecraft will go to Apophis and fire its thrusters at the surface from a few meters away. The idea is to stir up some material and explore what lies under the asteroid's surface, which should reveal further information about its composition and architecture. The spacecraft also includes an extending arm that was used to retrieve samples from Bennu, but there are presently no plans to utilize the arm at Apophis, according to mission planners. According to Dell'Agostina, if NASA accepts an extended mission beyond the first 18 months at Apophis, employing the arm, or perhaps landing OSIRIS Apex on the surface to operate as a tracking beacon might become a plausibly endgame target. She goes on to suggest that if the spacecraft remains in excellent shape, it could even be able to go to another asteroid. Apophis does not pose an urgent threat to Earth at this time. However, in the year 2029, it will fire a warning shot while passing over our sky, closely trailed by at least one interested spectator. It's conceivable that learning as much as we can about this monster right now may give us the greatest chance of preventing some indeterminate disaster in the far future, rather than waiting until later when the situation may be considerably more dire. Apophis, according to Nolan, is the classic illustration of the sort of asteroid that causes us anxiety. With OSIRIS Apex's help, we should be able to manage the next obstacle. Do you think the efforts to study and potentially divert asteroids like Apophis are essential for the safety of our planet? Why or why not? Engage with us by leaving a comment, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the notification bell for regular updates. Keep watching, stay inspired, and get ready for more exciting discoveries. See you in our next episode.